Hey everyone, Bushcraft American, and today I wanted to talk to you about the Airforce Texan SS and 45 caliber, as well as take a look at this camo wrap that I did. I think it looks pretty good if I do say so myself. I strongly suggest it. The reason why I strongly suggest you wrapping your Texan, even though it comes with this protective coat, Uh, I do a lot of sweating when I go hiking with this air rifle, so I think it just adds a nice layer of protection so that if you do sweat, it helps protect the gun a little bit more. But let's talk about this air rifle. Airforce Texan and 45 caliber. Now this is capable of producing upwards of 400 to 500 foot-pounds. I know that they chronographed this before they sent it to me. They actually sent this to me a long time ago. I just never got around to making a video, so now I'm finally getting around to it. But this air rifle, I know is pushing the 240 NSA grain pellet or bullets around 880, 890, I believe. So it's producing around 450 foot-pounds, 430, 450 foot-pounds. I need to double check that. But either way, this air rifle, as its current setup, is capable of taking any North American game with the exception of grizzlies. But for us here in California, when the day comes when we're allowed to big boar hunt, this will be capable of taking deer, bear, elk, so this will be fine for whatever it is that you need. I've personally been telling people to make sure that they pick up an air rifle, and what I've been saying is I think everybody should have a 45 caliber air rifle and either a 25 cal or a 30 cal air rifle. I personally have the Air Force Escape UL in 25 caliber, and if you go to Bushcraft American on Instagram, there's quite a few photos of that. I'm sure I will do that review next, but right now I wanted to talk about the 45. I currently don't have an element optics on this simply because I am keeping the elements for all the other air guns that the pellet shop sends to me to review or to hunt with. And right now this air rifle is dialed in. I just simply have the UTG AccuShot on here. It has the illuminated reticle. I believe this reticle, yeah, is illuminated with mil dots. So nothing too crazy, just wanted to make sure that my hunting air rifle stays dialed in. Obviously with these food shortages, I think it's very important that whatever you have that's going to allow you to eat, make sure it stays dialed in, make sure it stays clean, make sure it stays safe, and make sure you have enough ammo, hunting ammo, so that when these food shortages do hit us, you're ready to go. Now, the reason why I went with the SS instead of the LSS simply because I like how this air rifle shoulders. It's pretty much the length of any other standard rifle. So to those of you that are used to firearms, it's going to feel really natural for you to hunt with. The other added advantage, that the reason why I got this, is because of its customability, or its ability for you to add a suppressor onto it. So let me show you what that looks like. So what you can do is you can screw that off. Donnyfl makes these attachments, so you can screw those attachments on like this. And then you can take the Donnyfl Emperor in 45 or 50 cal, and look at this. So now this is no different than the LSS. You have the ability to either hunt like this, or you can hunt how it comes in stock. Either way, you're still producing the same amount of power This just makes it a tad bit quieter so that if you're sitting in a blind, um, you can, if you're someone that's just worried about missing your first shot, you can just add this on there. It's going to make it a little bit quieter for when you're sitting with it in a blind. I have gone hunting and hiked and put some serious miles in like this. It's fine, carries fine, shoulders real nice. So this setup works just as well. But for me personally, I am not going to keep this setup like this because I have the HP Max, and right now I only have one Emperor. So I want to keep this with the HP Max, and I want to get this dialed in stocked because if shit hits the fan, I right now want to make sure all my air rifles are dialed in, and I don't want to have to waste pellets getting any air rifles dialed in. I want everything dialed in now so that if I was to wake up tomorrow and the power was turned off, I'd be good to go. I'd be set for hunting, and don't want to waste any time having to dial in any of my air rifles. Now, this one also does have the carbon fiber bottle on it, so it allows me to pump this one up to 3600 psi, which is why this one produces around so much power. Again, this one is producing around 450, 500 foot-pounds as it is now, shooting the 240 grain NSA bullets. But yeah, I think it's very important that everyone has a 45 caliber and either a 25 or a 30 cal. I think those food shortages are just right around the corner. What I've been telling people, I think that you need to be prepared that if we were to wake up tomorrow and the power was turned off, do you have enough food? Do you have the ability to just hunker down for 10 days? Do you have the ability to hunker down for 90 days? I think everybody right now should be prepared to, if something was to happen, just to be able to stay in your house, stay in your apartment for 90 days. And if the food shortages get really bad, hopefully they lift restrictions on hunting, or if it's during hunting season, then you can go out and harvest an animal. I know we're currently hoping to petition California so that we can start big bore air gun hunting. Right now, you can only hunt up to coyotes, but I think it's very important that we petition Fish and Game to see if we can start hunting wild boar, deer, bear, elk with air rifles. Hopefully, with the coming food shortages, that might help with our case because not everyone is proficient with a bow and arrow. Not everybody wants to go out and buy a firearm. And an air rifle is that nice in between that allows somebody that wants to hunt, that's concerned about their food and concerned about how they're going to feed their family. An air rifle at least allows them to get onto the field and be able to hunt. Which leads me to, yeah, I think I want to give you my thoughts on the food shortages. I think food shortages are coming. I think people are in denial. I think that they think it's just going to blow over, but we see with what's going on with this war in Ukraine that we need to take it upon ourselves to get prepared. I don't think we can rely on this government. I think this government has this idea that they can't do any wrong. But as we've seen with the baby food shortages and other crises, this administration kind of gets caught off not off guard. So what can we do to prepare ourselves for the unexpected when our government isn't telling us what to do to prepare? And for me, I've been telling folks, get your hunting license, be able to hunt, be able to tell, be able to go hang out in the wilderness, go camping, right? Get yourself just used to the gritty life so that the gritty life doesn't feel so gritty. But most importantly, have the ability to hunt. If the one thing is with all this talk about food shortages, I'm not really that worried because I know I can go out and hunt, and I've got my hunting license, and I know that I have the ability to provide food for myself. But not everyone can. Not everyone can. So I think it's important for those of us that know about these different tools to start sharing it with people. And even though they don't sell the Airforce Texan on the pellet shop, still go to the pellet shop, take a look at the air rifles that they have. I like, in the other added advantage, in the most advantage, I think, the most important thing about this air rifle is that this is considered like a lifetime air rifle. The reason why it's considered a lifetime air rifle is because there's not a lot of seals on it. How this air rifle works is just a tank with the valve, and it's shooting air and pushing the projectile out through the barrel. So what that means is, since there's less seals, there's less opportunities for this air rifle to fail on you. When I went on that hunt with American Airgunner, I got a chance to go to the Air Force Airguns factory, and I saw all these air guns being made in the USA, being made in Texas, and these are just high quality air rifles that aren't going to fail you. They're going to last you a very long time. They're going to humanely and ethically take any game that you're trying to hunt. So that's why I encourage folks to at least have one of the Texans 45 or 50 cal in your arsenal. So when you need to go hunting, you know that you have something that you can rely on that's going to last you a lifetime with very, very low maintenance. I think I might take this air rifle coyote hunting. I want to go do some coyote hunting, so I'll probably film that. It's almost deer season, time to get ready for deer season, but please make sure you like and subscribe. I've got more videos coming. I'm going to give you my thoughts on prepping, hunting. That's up my alley as well. I have a few thoughts on that. So tune in. I've got more videos coming, and thank you to everyone that's already liked and subscribed. Please comment below. I respond in the comments. I love talking about air rifles. Tell me which air rifle you think is the number one air rifle you should have for shit hits the fan scenarios, or what do you think is the number one hunting air rifle? I think Airforce Texan SS, LSS, or the standard Texan models are the number one air rifle for hunting. Change my mind. Till next time, Bushcraft American.